Hello and welcome to our program titled All Things Energy for IHCA members. My name is Carrie Shepard, Marketing Analytics Manager for APPI Energy, and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. Please note that all participant lines are muted. Please submit questions anytime during the session by using the Q&A box on the bottom of your screen. Our presenter today is Jamie Poland, Energy Consultant with APPI Energy. Welcome, Jamie. Let's get started.
Thank you, Carrie. Absolutely. Pleasure to be here. Let's go ahead and go. So yes, again, my name is Jamie Poland. I'm an energy consultant here at APPI, and today we're going to discuss all things energy for IHCA members. A little bit about me. I started APPI in 2018. I received the accreditation of the Certified Energy Procurement Professional through the Association of Energy Engineers. I graduated from Virginia Tech. And as you can see with the IHCA, we've been the endorsed consultant since 2016 with 21 current contracts. We work in all of these facilities here on this map. The green ones are the deregulated markets for energy, meaning electricity and natural gas. The blue ones are natural gas only. And gray is partially deregulated, meaning if you had a facility in one of those locations and it previously had an energy contract, you can look into future options. But if you've never been involved in third-party supply, then unfortunately, right now, you can't. And we look to update this every time a new state opens. So that is currently where we work. Today, we're going to go over the current industry, talk about the industry today and what we're seeing in the market. We're going to touch base a little bit on our procurement process, how we do what we do, and how we get to the results that we achieve for our clients. And then briefly, we're going to touch base on the energy solutions portion of APPI as well. So people always question, how does the power get to you? Power meaning KWH, kilowatt hours. It comes from your generation utility. Many of you familiar in Illinois, it would be Ameren and ComEd. They're the ones who generate the energy and pass it on to you. The supply portion of the bill is the competitive piece that's deregulated. So that portion of your bill is what you can negotiate. Oftentimes on your utility bill, utility companies show a price to compare, and they give you sort of a comparable mark, but the supply portion is what we do negotiate. And it's transmitted over the lines. Transmission is regulated by FERC and the local ISO, Independent System Operator. And it's distributed through the state and right to your facility. Many people wonder where it comes from, and that's basically the story of how it gets to your facility. Today we're going to look at the PJM wholesale market. This is going to be about the industry today. PJM means Pennsylvania, Jersey, Maryland, each to its own. But these kinds of information is what we look at throughout the industry to help our clients in making an informed decision. As you can see up here, we have the PJM day-ahead averages for the last 10 years. We track this information daily and have been for doing so over 20 years, which helps us make informed decisions on when to give you a recommendation of what you need to do, how the market is performing. You can see that very tall spike in the middle. That's basically around the polar vortex time, late 2013, early 2014. But moving through all the way through 2019, you can see the market is at a relatively low peak and low valley. We take this information very seriously so that we can give you an idea of how the market is performing. If you are a client at APPI and we're starting to see the market increase and you need to renew, we're going to let you know ASAP so that you can capture it before it gets to a spike. And at the same point in time, if we know that there's going to be a valley coming up, we're going to give you that decision, that information as well. Natural gas, as well, is fairly low right now. Natural gas is the main driver of electricity, drives the cost. And you can see back in April 2016, that was the lowest point in the market for natural gas, below the $2 per decatherm. And currently right now, we're relatively close to that. We're coming in at about $2.20. So we're within 5% of the lowest it's been, which means that electricity prices are extremely low and very favorable and competitive right now as well. We do track this information daily, And our sister company, the Energy Research Council, has tracked millions of data points across each month to help create this information. Speaking on the Energy Research Council, again, they give us benchmarking historical price. So by tracking this, they're able to see where the market lays every day compared to yesterday, compared to 6 months ago, et cetera. They also are able to predict trends in forward price curves, given this information, which means by getting me this information, I'm able to give you insights on when to buy and for how long to buy. How long do you hedge your electricity contract? Do you do it 12 months? Do you do it 48 months? Is the market favorable to go longer? This kind of information is all used in the analysis to help you make an informed decision along with our recommendations. The Energy Research Council also collects and analyzes all the competitive supplier prices. So it gives an average of where we're at. So the chart to the right is what we call the deep blue sea. That goes back from the beginning of 2019 and shows a high supplier price and it shows a low supplier price, as well as the average in between. So when you're making a decision and you want to know some sort of trend or some sort of forecast, if you were, say, at 4.9 cents, then you would fall on the low supplier price. We would be able to assist that contract and get it negotiated for you, and it would show that it's very favorable. On the contrary, if you came in at 6 cents, we would let you know that now probably isn't the time to buy, and we would help keep you on a market watch to let it be more favorable for you. In Illinois, the average benchmark price for retail electricity going back 2 years, currently for supply contracts, is lower than 5% of the average. That tells us that now is a great time to hedge your future opportunities, renew your current contracts, or maybe even go into a contract should you not be on one right now. The 12-month, 24-month, and 36-month prices are listed there. And what this is actually saying is that the 36-month contract is more of a favorable opportunity because the longer you go, the price is cheaper. We're completely agnostic as to what supplier wins your bid, and we're always going to advocate for you with our recommendations. So these sorts of charts and information coming from the ERC really, really assists us to help you make an informed buying decision. Now we're going to talk about utility price to compare versus supplier pricing. We've chosen to look at Ameren, which is a main utility in Illinois. And Ameren is the utility that changes its price to compare, or the price that comes directly from the utility for supply, just about every month. As you can see, the blue in the background is the price change every month, quarter, since going back 5 years. There's no budget certainty there. It got extremely volatile moving out of August 2014 through August of 2015. There's quite a few peaks. There's quite a few valleys. But over the last 5 years, the Ameren utility price to compare is 5.82 cents. Supplier pricing coming in significantly lower than that. We use this information as well to compare to where your supply pricing is. So again, we can make you help an informed buying decision. The 12 and 24 and 36 month price is all relatively about the same right now, coming in just under 5.0 cents, right around 4.9. So if you are on Ameren utility and not on a supply pricing contract, you would want to definitely hedge your opportunity and move into one, as that is about a 15 to 16% savings for no cost to you. Now, how do we do what we do? So we're going to talk the procurement process. Initially, we have a conversation regarding what you're doing at your facility, and we get some information from you. We get a utility usage form for the Ameren utility or for the ComEd utility. And we take a look at your bills, all the bills for the facilities. Some facilities only have one, some have several, but we get a copy of each one and we take a look, because there's a lot more information inside how you use your power than actually appears on your bill. What is the demand coming in at? So we build your usage profile with the load factor and rate class to get a supremely accurate user profile to send off to the suppliers. In doing so, they're able to price your accounts with a full fixed requirement price in a much more consolidated manner that's far more accurate than the volatile utility costs. We take this information and we submit it to them, to over 36 suppliers that we have vetted across the country. There's probably 250 that do business nationally, maybe even more. But we've talked to quite a few, and we've vetted and approved the top 36 based on their customer service, their contract language, their overall pricing for our clients. So we cast out this wide net to them, and we ask them for their best price on a given day, all at the same time through our proprietary platform. There is no cost or obligation to this service and this financial analysis, but that's all done through the submitting of the RFP, the request for pricing process. Once the pricing comes back, I take a look at the price discovery. I look at the different terms that the suppliers are offered. Maybe there's 12-month terms all the way out to 84-month terms, and terms in between, 41 or 37, we call those sweet spots. So I take a look at the pricing discovery, and I'm going to advise you the recommended price on the timing of the market and how it's performing based on your current situation. I'll let you know the contract length, meaning maybe a 36-month contract looks really pretty, but a 39-month contract can give you 3 extra months of budget certainty. Maybe it's just a slight hair higher, but in 3 years, the market could be extremely volatile, so this would be an opportunity for you to take advantage of. And we do this with the extensive data analytics provided to us through both the ERC and our tracking history. Going into a supply pricing agreement creates budget certainty and allows for you to know that regardless of if the market becomes volatile, you are probably under the price to compare, as well as taking advantage of avoiding increasing costs over time. Once you select the pricing and the term that you want, then we'll go and we'll get the contract executed for you. When you read here that it says we negotiate to customize unique needs and internal timing and procurement policies, maybe you have a facility that needs to start one facility in August and the other facility needs to start the following February. We can certainly get that negotiated for you with them all ending at the same time, so you only have to do this once moving forward. Maybe you plan on adding a facility down the road and you might need some different contract language. We can get that negotiated in the contract for you as well. Once it's complete, we send it to you for signature and it rolls seamlessly into place the following term. So whether it be next month or 6 months, once it's completed, we make sure it's ready to go, and we even follow up to make sure it's been switched to the proper new supplier. Again, here, we're always advocating for our clients, never for the utility and never for the supplier. Here's a sample pricing discovery that we did for an IHCA member. We did this at the beginning of the month. Their contract was up for renewal in June of 2020. So we casted out the wide net to all the suppliers, and then we narrowed it down to the top 8. Here we're seeing a highlight and a low light, obviously the red being the unfavorable price on the 48-month term at 6.22 cents. It also had dual billing, which some people prefer. Some people prefer single billing, and what single billing is where it just remains right on your Ameren bill. You don't create any separate accounts payables. You don't have 2 bills to deal with. You just simply pay Ameren, and Ameren takes care of the supply piece. But in this situation, in this price discovery, the favorable term based on the current market for them was to enter into a contract for 12 months starting June 2020 at 4.801 cents. Now, the interesting thing about being with APPI is once this client rolls into their new supplier agreement, we will also start looking at the market for future hedging opportunities for them. So it's very well possible that in August or September, we're calling back this customer and we're saying the market has taken another decrease in current costs, and you may want to explore your options to gather further budget certainty or maybe even capture further savings. It's not uncommon for us to be sourcing out future buying opportunities for our clients as long as 24 months in advance. Again, we do this because we do have the data analytics from the ERC, and our goal is to make sure you have the continued budget certainty as well as the potential to capture future savings on any future supply agreement. The 100% swing listed here, that basically means should your facility double its power or decrease its power by over 75%, your price remains the same and there's no issues regarding that. Let's talk about our world-class customer service team as well. Our customer service team is here to support you. They help with the supplier transitions, meaning, like take for instance the last customer, they'll make sure that in June that supplier goes to the new supplier for that current contract. They have direct access to suppliers, meaning they're not calling an 800 number and being bounced around, trying to find out who to speak with. They have direct contacts should there ever be an issue or a question regarding your account. You simply would call myself or call our customer service team and say, this doesn't look right. We'll handle it for you so you can continue focusing on your operation or your facility. They do let us know when there's future cost reduction opportunities. They assist with renewals. Our customer service team also helps monitor tax exemptions. So if you're a tax exempt facility and perhaps tax appears on your bill in some way, as it has happened, our customer service team has the ability in some instances to help you go back and get a refund on that tax that you shouldn't have been paying. This team is world-class. They do all kinds of things for us, whether we have questions regarding the bill. Maybe you need to change a mailing address. Maybe you need to change the facility location. Anything that you have involving your power, you can call us and we take care of it for you. And lastly, we said we were going to touch briefly on the energy service division, the energy solutions division. Our core competency has always been electricity and natural gas procurement. We've always done LED lighting and things of that nature, but moving on with sustainability and efficiency measures as the sign of the times, we created a division of a select group of people whose sole focus is to assist with things like this. They do facility assessments, meaning they'll do walkthroughs of a facility and make recommendations of things that can help lower overall use of power. They look at utility and state rebates and help apply for those should those be involved and available to your project. LED lighting retrofit, efficiency HVAC upgrades, anything that can help you lower your kilowatt hour usage, they can help with. All these things can be talked about offline, as some of them are very detailed, battery AI, demand response, things of that nature. But our division, should this be of interest to you for your facility or your nursing home, 100% we can talk and explore options with these sorts of things. And for LED lighting, last thing, it's not merely just replacing a bulb. We're talking a complete lighting retrofit, which is far more efficient. We have some very good projects going on right now, assisting many clients in lowering their overall usage. APPI, being one of the largest and oldest firms in North America, here's a little bit about us since 1996. We have over 15,000 commercial industrial accounts under contract through APPI. Illinois alone, we have 999. I can't wait to let the first person know they are number 1,000. We manage 10 billion, B with a B, billion kilowatt hours. That's across all of these accounts. And for natural gas, 18 million decatherms. Some of you might not know what a decatherm is. You might see CCF on your bill, but 1,000 CCFs is one decatherm. So that's a lot of natural gas under management as well. As like the IHCA, we have 158 affinity endorsements. We take pride with these relationships with these associations, as we've taken steps to create this relationship based on how we can help serve customers and clients and members of the IHCA and others. And being one of the largest and oldest, we do this right out of Salisbury, Maryland, with 42 employees. That's why we're here. I look forward to talking with many of you on both online and on the phone. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Jamie. At this point, we do invite participants to ask questions through the webcast system. If you have difficulty sending your questions, please email them to jpoland@appenergy.com, as you see on your screen. Jamie, we did receive a couple of questions. One, what if a member is currently in a contract and it doesn't expire until October 2021?
Okay, that's an excellent question. So that would be at about a 24-month mark. We would, given the current state of the market being within an all-time low, it would be highly advisable to start exploring options for pricing. Again, as there's no cost and no obligation, getting around of pricing in today lets you know where the market is going to be for the future. So if the market today is close to an all-time low, you can secure a future opportunity in October of 2021 at today's market low. It isn't uncommon for us to be doing this that far in advance, and it definitely is something that you should look into.
Thank you. I do have one more question for you. With the new solutions division, can you explain in a little more detail what an optimal lighting retrofit client may look like?
Yes. So an optimal retrofit client is somebody who's going to have what would be called a high burn time, meaning how long are the lights on at the facilities. So taking it as an example, a bank has an on time and an off time. They close and the lights are out. That isn't a long burn time. Depending how your healthcare facility or nursing home uses power, you very well could have an operation that's 24/7 where you have lights on all day long, equipment running all day long. So with the long burn time of a light, in a healthcare facility, a hospital, something like that, that is an optimal lighting retrofit client, a manufacturer, things like that. But anything that has a long burn time, not just an on and off 9 to 5 or 12 to 5 business operation.
Thank you. At this time, it looks like we have no further questions. Thank you to everyone for participating today. A special thank you to our presenter, Jamie Poland. Today's program is copyright 2019 APPI Energy with all rights reserved. This concludes today's program. You may now disconnect.